Alright, hey again guys. So this is the promised video of how to do a little more advanced floating with the Christmas tree. So now that you've probably have the hang of adjusting your decoration platform at different crate levels, now how do you adjust it at a minuscule level? For example, if you're looking at these green balls of yarn, they're all about the same height. You know, they don't seem too realistic. So um, especially when they're placed, perfectly level with one another. Sometimes is that we just have to hang it at different heights. So for this, we'll need checker pieces, and you can find these checker pieces in red and/or black over at Crocotopia. It's on the same island that Niles is on, and that's the balance, or yeah, that's the balance tree over there. Um, so you're gonna have to either find a friend to teleport to if you have not reached that area yet. But if you head over there, go to the furniture vendor, and he'll have the checker pieces. So what we're going to do here is a little bit of advanced mechanics. I mean, this you cannot really learn from just using crates and basic floating tips. So these items are enigmas themselves. They're a little they're really interesting to use, and I'll have to give my props over to the Friendly Necromancer. One of his blog posts in I think about a year ago or more uh, showed how to float with checker pieces. So, so what we have here is we have three basic checker pieces, and what I'm going to try to show you here and then re-perform for a decoration. Let's say that we want to float this yellow ball of yarn onto this tree so that it's at a higher height than the green ones. First, let's take a look at the mechanics here. We have three checker pieces. If I stack them on top of each other and move whoops. Now, according to the pattern that we explored, for some reason I removed the bottom one and the top still stays the same. But I think it's because of a rotation problem. So for example, I'm supposed to pick up all the checker pieces since I've selected the very bottom and decided to move it, but they're still here. They're kind of floating already. So I'm going to right click to release my held item so it returns back to its original place. And I'm going to adjust the rotation of the very bottom. Just rotate it once. Okay. Then I let it plant itself. Now, click on the checker piece. Now it removes everything. So that's kind of cool. Let's try to remove just the second piece. I'm going to click on the second or the middle piece right here. Rotate it with my mouse wheel, or I can use the yellow arrows. And I'm going to select move. Now as you can see, there's a little gap in between it. So we remove the second one. So let's just remove the very bottom without removing the top. I'm going to click the bottom. I'm going to click move. As you can see, it is attached still. It hasn't been glitched yet. So I'm going to right click to let go of the checker pieces. Click on the very bottom. I'm going to click this arrow to rotate it once. And then select move. Now we have a floating checker piece, as you can see. I can take this one, place it right below the other. So it's all about alignment. So you can't really see it unless you pay attention to the swirls in the middle of the checker pieces, but it depends on what angle that that the checker's facing at before it becomes glitched and will not select anything above it. So I can float this higher and higher. I'm going to select the bottom, rotate that, move it to the top. Kind of like a leapfrog. Rotate the bottom. Whoops, that's a little glitchy. How about if I rotate just the middle? Oops. Rotate the middle once. Let it sit, and then I'm going to move it this time. Oops. There we go. Select up on here. Click this one. Oops. This one I have to rotate once. Now I suppose that we can't move any further than this because there's nothing below it. There isn't another checker piece right below it, so for some reason it's not registering. It doesn't move all the way. And as you can see, I can adjust this. So click, move, oops, not move, click, rotate, move. Now there are some limits. Once it starts turning red, then you know that the angles are all messed up. You can't rotate it any further, so I'm going to move this. So there is a certain limit before you cannot use that glitch anymore. But that's okay, because we don't need that many. Let's go ahead and just use 2 for this example. We want the balls of yarn 2 checkers high. So let's use the yellow one first and see if the red one's glitched or not. So I'm going to move. Okay, that's not at a glitched angle. If I want it 1 checker high, I place the ball of yarn on the red checker, rotate the checker once, either left or right, and then move it. And it should be stuck there. Okay, so if I move the ball of yarn out of the way, I'm going to make it 2 checkers high. So that way it's touching the leaves at this angle. Yep. Place it down here. Let's see if it's glitched yet. Nope, not glitched yet. So click on the, I'm going to click on the lower piece first, the bottom piece. That one's been glitched, so I can remove that. I'm going to click on the piece right below the yarn. It's still attached, so if it's attached, again, it's just the right click and it's back to its original place. As long as you do not left click after hitting move, you can return an item to its original place. So I'll click on the checker piece. I'll rotate it to the left this time. Now if this ball turns red, that means if I try to move it, it's still attached. So if I click on this bottom or the middle, the checker piece right there, I rotate it to the right, still the same thing. So how do we get out of this problem? Well, turns out I guess we'll need a checker piece at all times. We'll need a checker piece right below the ball of yarn at all times, so then it stays. Alright, let's go ahead and try to rotate this one then. See, now the ball isn't turning red anymore. So I'm going to rotate it. It's not at a glitched angle. I'll try it again. Rotate it once, move. Okay, now it's out of the way. So we repeat the same process right here. Let's remove the, so this red checker was already in a glitched position. I can remove it just like that. And there you go. Now it looks a little more realistic. You can try different angles. They're not all at the same height. So it looks like you have an actual Christmas tree that's actually made. You know, looks like a real game in the item. Or real item in the game. It's getting late. So thanks for checking this out. Hope this helps even more. And good luck with your Christmas trees. So see you in this barrel. Peace out.